Hello, hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Kaustubh. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. Thank you for asking.
So, yeah. So, your name is Kumar or your name is Ravish?
My name is Kumar Ravish, so
Okay.
I'm fine. You can call me Kumar, you can call me Ravish. Either ways, I'm fine.
Oh, wonderful. Great. So, this is our first interaction on the platform.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, you can call me Kaustubh. And
Sure.
let me just start by introducing myself and then we can proceed with our conversation. So, as you can see, my name is Kaustubh, and I have been an English educator in the field of EdTech for more than 10 years. Before
Hmm.
joining English Yaari, I used to teach competitive English for students who were aspiring to become RBI Grade B officers, judiciary students, banking students, etc. And recently, I have joined English Yaari as a communications tutor and a spoken English tutor. My journey so far has been very interesting because I get to interact with people from various backgrounds and I get to share some insights and I get to learn a lot of new things from my learners. I am presently staying in Pune, not Pune city exactly, but a very remote location, 3 hours away from Pune. It's almost like a jungle where I'm staying, but
Okay,
it's a beautiful place. It's actually a school campus.
I
Uh,
see.
and my wife teaches here. She is a geography and sociology teacher for 11th and 12th grade. And the school has provided us an accommodation on the campus itself since it's a residential school. So I stay here. And yeah, in my free time, I like to read books, I like to cook. And recently, I have taken up a new hobby that is bird watching. Since I'm surrounded by trees and forest on all sides, there are so many birds. So I just take my binoculars and I go out and observe some birds on the trees and make note of which bird I saw where and what is the timing of the birds and all those
Oh my
things.
God. I
Something
haven't
new
heard
that
this
I've.
before. Trust me.
Oh.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting because I don't know. I mean, when did I do that? But obviously, the way you express saying looks like it must be very interesting to
Yeah,
watch.
it is interesting, and you get to learn so many new things. For example,
Absolutely.
if I see a red-vented bulbul on a tree at 9 o'clock in the morning, I see
Uh-huh.
that same bird at 9 o'clock on that tree every morning.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't know how they follow the time. It's not 9:10, it's not 8:50, it's exactly at 9 o'clock.
That's really wonderful and
It's
unbelievable, I
fascinating.
guess. Yeah, absolutely. Don't you say, I mean, even, if I recall our memories, in our childhood, say, for example, a cock, right, or a hen, whatever, they have their particular time, right? And they make you awake, maybe
Yes,
say, for example, 8 o'clock, and every 8 o'clock will get repeated, right? So people would realize that, okay, it's 8 o'clock now, time to wake up. So that's exactly what you are saying in case of Bulbul. So that's really fascinating.
exactly,
So,
exactly. And I
yeah.
just wonder, we humans need our alarm clocks to wake up, and we put the snooze buttons, and then we just keep on snoozing them till it's 6 o'clock, and you wanted to wake up at 5 o'clock. And my wife always tells me that if you train your mind, if you train your body in such a way, you won't need an alarm clock because she wakes up at 6 o'clock every day. Okay, and
I
she
couldn't
does it
agree more.
without.
Yes,
She
absolutely.
does, yeah. She does it without any alarm clock. She has trained her mind in such a way that she just wakes up at 6 o'clock.
Even that happens with me as well, multiple times. Hey, Karsu, I'm extremely sorry. Light went off actually. So I had to wait a
Yeah.
lot of, yeah, until the network got restored. So sorry about that. Yeah, please continue. You're saying something.
So what were we discussing? I guess.
You don't need alarm clock to
Yeah, we
make
were
you
talking
awake.
about. Yeah, we were
Yes.
talking about that. So I was just asking you: is there any elaborate routine that you follow? Is there any instructions that you give your mind to wake up early without any alarm clock?
No, I was just giving you an example because I'll tell you, my routine is a little different than I think it probably might be different than yours. What I do is I work at night shift. I do night shift, right? So I
Oh,
wake.
okay.
So then, once I come back at probably in the morning at 4 o'clock, then I go straight, to bed, and I sleep for I think 4 5 hours, and then I had to wake up. I had to leave my kids to school, right? And then I think after 4 5 hours, I then again I get a couple of hours to sleep, right? So I think on total I take out a time that happens to be 4 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours, right? Uh, Not precisely, but yes, in bits and pieces. So my routine is a little different, and
Okay.
for that, I have to set my alarm to make me
Okay.
awake. So I was just giving you the general
Oh,
idea, right? So if you're working in general shifts, say for example, you follow normal routine, and you keep on doing every day back and forth. So in that case, I think when you have a sound sleep of 6 hours, 7 hours, and then in
mhm.
that case, I believe you don't require or need alarm to make you awake. This is what I was trying to
Oh,
explain.
okay. I thought you said that you also have the system of waking up without an alarm clock. That is the reason I asked, is there anything that you follow as a routine?
Oh,
Wonderful. So, can you tell me a little bit more about what you do for your work?
absolutely. So my name is Kumar Jogish. As you can see, I'm a working professional. I work for US IT Staffing, one of the
Okay.
companies in Noida, and it's been around, I think, 14, 15 years now. Um, and I have my wife, I have my parents, and then two kids. They are
Okay.
twins,
Oh,
and
okay.
yes, so I'm a father of twins.
Are
So I
they
take care of.
identical twins or?
They're not exactly identical,
Okay.
but the distinctive differences are there, and somebody can
Okay.
easily recognize
Okay.
the difference. So yeah, and like I said, I have around 14, 15 years of experience. And then I love listening to music.
Okay.
Sometimes I do voiceover as well. Uh, what I do. Else, I love watching cricket.
Oh, wonderful.
And then I love talking to people as well. Though due to my time constraint, it doesn't allow me to do that. But back and forth, time and again, I keep a login Englishyaari and other platforms, to make sure I interact with new people, right? The tutors, experts, and know their opinion, what they're doing, how they are doing. Love uh, to know more about them. Um, so yeah, I think this is what is a little bit about myself.
Oh,
So what else? I mean, yeah, that's I think pretty
wonderful.
much it.
Wonderful. Did you see the IPL final this year?
IPL final, yes, absolutely, I did.
And which team were you supporting in the final?
Uh, I was, honestly speaking, I was since RCB was struggling, grappling for last how many years? 18 years,
18
right? I guess
years.
18
Yes.
years. So in that perspective, I think the RCB is the one who has to win. But the way, the Royal Challengers, no, I'm sorry. What was the
Punjab
other team?
Kings.
Punjab Kings, yes. So Shreyas Iyer was playing and he was leading his team. It looked like, probably this team could win the IPL final. However, it was totally revolving around his performance.
Okay.
Had he performed well, I think the way he did before, I think it was very much possible that it was very much possible that the Shreyas Iyer's team would have won the IPL final. However, that
Exactly.
didn't happen. But yes, I think since both are, I mean, if I talk about the IPL particularly, you cannot always predict that, okay, this team should win. Ultimately, which team, because they represent your country, right? When they play for you, for your country, and if there is probably other teams playing around, right, and you always wish to win India,
Okay.
uh, should lift the cup, but which is totally different IPL, right? So it's really difficult to probably vote for a team and wish always that this team should win. This never happens with me particularly, but there are other people around, my friends, my colleagues. They support a particular team. Like say, for example, they're very much a big fan of, say, maybe RCB or that Punjab
CSK or
sometimes,
Mumbai.
CSK.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of followers, I think, who bet on CSK especially, and then Mumbai Indians. But hardly I've seen people clamoring for Delhi capital, right? But
Yeah.
since I stay in Delhi, I have been watching this IPL when Vidin Sehwag was playing. Right? He was a flamboyant cricketer. I'm sure you must
Yes.
have. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
The
He
way he
was.
was playing the shots, I mean, the entire world was a big fan. So since when he was a player, when he was playing for Delhi Capital, since then I've been supporting. But again, that's not happening. It's not working out for Delhi,
Okay.
unluckily. But anyways, yeah,
True, true. And the way the whole narrative was set up around Virat Kohli and his 18th IPL, and since he wears an 18 number jersey,
right,
it was like the universe was conspiring for Virat Kohli to lift the trophy,
absolutely,
and all those things that they kind of set the narrative. But it was very unfortunate what happened the next day after the match. 11
absolutely.
people died in the stampede. It's a very, very unfortunate event that happened.
Nobody
Yeah.
would have
Uh,
imagined, right, that this would happen. Otherwise, I think the celebration would have been of the next level.
Yeah,
But
and I think RCB fans, they are somehow very I would say more emotional or more expressive when it comes to their team, and I think the state police now is blaming the RCB management. The RCB management is blaming the state police. So the blame game has already begun, and there's no point in doing this blame game. But they say that we told the RCB management to conduct this function on a Sunday or not on a weekday because it was a Wednesday, and then RCB management started to blame the police or the government, saying that the fan following and you were not prepared. There was lack of preparedness from your end to manage the crowd. You see how Mumbai managed the crowd after India won the T20 World Cup last year, and there were
right,
lakhs and lakhs of people on the streets of Mumbai when the team arrived from the West Indies, and there was not
absolutely.
a single casualty. So this blame game has now begun, which is pointless, I would say, afterwards.
I really don't understand, why people crowd so much. I mean, what is the point? And why do you want to watch a show, first day, first show? What's the point? Again, you cannot wait for some time to happen. You can probably watch it on TV live, right? Everything is right next to you. So what is the point of making the unnecessary crowd, right? And then you are putting your life to the stake,
Exactly.
on stake actually.
Yeah.
And I can understand this, since this country, India, our country is a populous country, one of the most populated countries in the
Yes.
world. And if any such event happens, I mean, people do not restrict or they cannot control their emotions,
True.
and they go ahead and do the unnecessary things, which are not necessarily required.
True. True.
So consequently, they end up losing their lives. So multiple times times that have happened. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And when I first heard your voice, I was actually going to ask you this question: why don't you try to do some voiceover activities, because you have a good texture? Your voice has a really good texture. Maybe some dubbing for some English film of a very serious character, or some
yeah.
person who is so. And you mentioned that you do voiceover. So do you do it as a do you do it professionally, or do you do it as a hobby or an interest?
I've done that professionally as well, but I haven't delved deep into it yet. I don't
Okay.
know. A number of times people have asked me that, are you consciously doing it? Are you a professional voiceover artist? Have you done any
Okay.
movie? Have you done any advertisement? All of that. But my answer to them always remains the same: is that I haven't delved deep,
Okay.
yet. I am still aspiring to become a good voiceover artist.
Okay.
However, I've done few projects, few commercials, right? Few voiceovers.
Is there anything that I might have heard? Any of your work that I might have heard? Is
You
it
might
not
not have
involved?
heard. No, not I'm not that popular, sorry.
Okay.
But yes, I got a chance to do certain commercials, and yeah, on a smaller scale, I would say. Even I got a bigger projects as well, but that didn't materialize, maybe because of XYZ reasons.
Okay.
Uh, I think I must get into that because you have to take out some time, right, in order to do
Yes.
something big. And I've got a lot of recommendations. I think people like my voice, which
Maybe you
again
could
is
send
something
some of your maybe you could send some of your audio samples to
samples
production houses
to production
in
houses.
Mumbai.
Exactly, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, any of those. Simply, why? Because you can go and search on Google and find out certain, those audio, what you call commercial houses, which do advertisements and other stuff. So I've been following people, but honestly speaking, I haven't done that too much. But like I said, I aspire to become a voiceover. But whenever I'll get some free time, or probably some time for me,
Definitely.
I certainly would like to get into this and do something, some
Yeah.
wonders.
True, because the voice texture and the voice quality that you have is quite rare, I would say. It's not easily heard that much. So maybe you could
Thank you.
explore that opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. And if at all you reach a saturation point in your present job, maybe you could think of a career switch.
Career switch from that point, I think it's really going to be because I believe since I have been doing that, I've taken a training as well in voiceover. It requires a lot of devotion, trust me, a lot
Yes.
of efforts because you have to play with your voice. You have to play.
Yes.
You have to play a character, just like any other actors. And you have to tweak your voice based on the characters, based on the roles that you're playing for.
Yeah. And
And it
expressing those
requires
emotions through your voice box.
exactly. And you have to be expressive. You have to tell everything through your voice. And when I started doing it, earlier it sounded as if it's an easier way to I think it how can somebody find it really difficult to express or play a role, but when I got into it, when I started playing the roles, then I realized, okay, come on, even if you have a tough time pronouncing a single word and that is not up to the mark, you'll be questioned multiple times that okay, go and retake it unless you get this corrected, for others. So that becomes a little bit sometimes annoying since you're putting your efforts and it's not happening the way somebody wants it to happen. Uh, so yeah, it requires a lot of efforts and like any other things if you wanted to do, which requires a lot of devotion, like I said. Even voiceover is also one of those areas wherein
Yeah.
a lot of
If I
passionate.
were a if I were a dubbing, I would say casting officer or
Okay,
whatever the post, okay. The first thing that comes to mind is the role of Optimus Prime in the film Transformers. Have
right.
you seen the film Transformers?
No, no, I haven't seen, I haven't
So
got the
it's
chance
basically
to.
cars that can transform into robots and they can fight each other. And there's
Right.
this character called Optimus Prime, which is actually a negative character. He's a villain of the film. And then he has this kind of texture in his voice. So maybe the Hindi version or the dubbed version of Transformers, I would have chosen your voice if I were the casting director.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
All
Great.
right. So I think we are at the end of our discussion, and I think fluency wise, I would say you are absolutely brilliant. However, I just observed a couple of filler words like and somewhere in the middle, not in all the sentences, but maybe that can go away with practice, more and more
Right.
practice. Yeah.
Right.
When you use the phrase "put your life on stake," I just made a point there in the message section. It's life at stake,
That's
not
like
life
then I
on stake.
corrected, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So you corrected it, yeah. All right, so I think that was it from my side. There's nothing more that I have as a feedback, and since this was our first interaction, I think we can keep it at that.
Absolutely. It was nice talking to you.
Yes, nice
And
talking to you too.
again, I mean, why I joined this platform, because when I interact with you, say, or others, you get to know your drawbacks,
Yes.
maybe whatever somewhere you're lacking down the line, right? And it gets corrected, which is the best part of it. So feedback, sort of nuances, right? The improvement areas and all of that. So you get to know about them. If you work hard on your shortcomings, you definitely can become a better speaker as day progresses. So thank you. Lovely talking to you,
Thank you
and
so
hope
much.
to
Thank
see
you.
you again. Until then, bye for now.
Bye bye. Yes. Have a good day. Bye bye.